Viewers, at a time when India's Silicon Valley has been brought to its knees with rains throwing normal life out of gear, not just in Bengaluru, but in other parts of Karnataka as well, the Congress government in the state was seen steeped in celebrations marking 2 years of Congress rule in the state. The top brass of the party, including Rahul Gandhi and Mallikarjun Kharge, was in hospital to celebrate Karnataka government's second anniversary. Viewers, the rains in Karnataka have claimed 7 lives, with 3 people losing their lives in Bengaluru alone. In Bengaluru, over 500 homes have been flooded, roads have been inundated, and vehicular movement has been severely hit. But as the state capital reeled under infrastructure breakdown, the Chief Minister and the Deputy Chief Minister reached the Jindal Vijayanagar airport this morning to receive Party President Mallikarjun Kharge and Congress MP and LOP Rahul Gandhi. The BJP has slammed the Congress party, asking if this doesn't mean putting party above people, what else does?
3 people have died and they are celebrating in Vijayanagar. And this is in the entire, Mr. Kharge himself has agreed that in last 2 years, we are not able to fill the pothole also. This is what the government you have promised. And now today what you are telling Grihalakshmi and any other Yuva Nidhi, we have never promised that we are every month we are providing.
And today we also put this question across to Rahul Gandhi about the Gala celebrations at a time when Karnataka is suffering. Here's what happened.
Behind me here is right now Surjewala and Rahul Gandhi. He will try to say, sir, you're here. What do you have to say about BJP's allegation? About celebration of today? We'll try to get a response from Rahul Gandhi about it. But as you said very clearly, that senior leadership of Congress here were clearly saying they didn't want to respond to the BJP's allegation where it's saying that, there are 2 years of celebrations happening. Rahul Gandhi asked about the question, but when you posed that question directly to him, he refused to answer it.
All right, so that was Rahul Gandhi when we put that question across as far as the celebrations are concerned. But the question is about when it comes to the voters and the citizens, the betrayal doesn't seem to end there. The Congress government has made a U-turn on its much-touted Grihalakshmi scheme, with Deputy Chief Minister D.K. Shivkumar claiming that no commitments were made on monthly payments. This, even as the government's website clearly mentions that the scheme provides 2,000 rupees to the female head of the family per month. Well, Rahul Gandhi, while hailing the Congress government's guarantees, also said that under the scheme, 2,000 rupees is to be provided per month. But whose words should we believe?
ತಿಂಗಳು ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿಲ್ಲ. ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ದುಡ್ಡು ಬರ್ತಾ ಇರಬೇಕು, ನೀವು ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಕಟ್ತಾ ಇರಬೇಕು, ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನು ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಯಾರು ಕಾಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ, ಕಾಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅವ್ನು ಕಾಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಗೆ ದುಡ್ಡು ಬರ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. 2 ವರ್ಷ, 1 ವರ್ಷ, 3 ವರ್ಷ, 4 ವರ್ಷ, 5 ವರ್ಷ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ.
हमारा पहला वायदा, पहली गारंटी गृहलक्ष्मी 2,000 रुपए प्रति महीना 1 करोड़ महिलाओं को। आज मैं खुशी से कह सकता हूं कि करोड़ों महिलाओं के बैंक अकाउंट में कर्नाटका की सरकार ये पैसा डालती है।
You're watching the News Hour at 10, debate number 2 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
All right, let's take it across to our guest now. Joining us, we have Vijay Prasad, spokesperson of the BJP. Joining us also on the show is Anurag Naidu, political analyst. We have Rashmi Sawant, activist, joining us. With us is Advocate Nikhil Jain, political analyst. Tehseen Poonawala, political analyst, also joins us. And Amrit Shenoy, political analyst, is also with us on the show. Let me start first and foremost with Tehseen Poonawala. Tehseen Poonawala, 7 people have died. At a time like this, is this the most opportune time to indulge in celebrations in a state? 3 people dying in Bengaluru alone. This could have very easily been put off for a week, 10 days, a month, and then you could have had these same celebrations. What is the urgency to do it? Because the optics of this are terrible for the Congress party, even you would admit.
Thank you, Madhav, for having me on the show. Good evening to you, to all my fellow panelists, and to all my viewers. There are 2 issues that I want to highlight. Number one, my deepest condolences to those who have lost their lives. And if we were to look at it from this perspective, because this is not a celebration, this is showing that the Congress has a governance model that is actually working. And despite the 5 guarantees put out, Karnataka today is flourishing, as we've seen in the recent GST reports, etc. Karnataka has actually risen in the investments coming in, and both the tax contributed to the nation, despite these so so-called flagship programs which the media has attacked. But let me make the point that you've made. If this is the logic to be held, and I accept this logic, it's a valid logic, let me accept it, then why is that same logic not extended to what happened in Bihar, where the most honorable Chief Minister Nitish Kumar ji was laughing while the Prime Minister was on stage? This was after Pahalgam. Why is not accepted? वो करे तो चमत्कार, कोई और करे तो कोई नहीं कर. Look, this is a program of the government which was pre-decided. It cannot be avoided. Number two, let me speak about these floods. It has broken my heart to see Bengaluru like this. Broken my heart. But ask, and this is a Times of India report. 2020, 1,600 crores earmarked for Bengaluru. Who refused to give that money? Who was in government in 2020? Who refused to put that money into it? Why were the drainage programs programs set back? Those are the questions that have to be asked.
I'm not here going to defend any government, whether it's the BJP or the Congress. But the point is this: if the BJP government previously, Mr. Bommai, did something wrong, you had 2 years to fix the problem. The Congress had enough time to unclog the drains, to deseal the drains, and the very same government, like for instance in Delhi, which you and your party colleagues have taken on for killing people in the national capital, the same yardstick has to apply in Karnataka and Bengaluru as well. How can the yardstick change there? And why on earth should all the ministers be present in Hospete? The chief minister has to go, the party president has to go, fine. Bengaluru Development Minister is your deputy chief minister. What is the urgency for him to leave the citizens of Bengaluru stranded like this and go running away to Hospete?
How long was he there, sir? For a couple of hours? And if he's gone
couple of hours.
He was there for a couple of hours, attended a program, and he came back to Bengaluru following his karma duty. That's what he was supposed to do. But let me ask you another question.
He was there for a couple of hours, and his entire travel would have taken at least 5 to 6 hours. The point is that he's in charge of the Bengaluru. That doesn't take away. That doesn't take away from his responsibilities.
I'll just answer that. The chief minister is monitoring Bengaluru personally. But the new Greater Bengaluru bill that the Congress wants to introduce, why is the BJP opposing it? Why don't they want Bengaluru to run like an autonomous body so that the citizens can benefit with self-governance? Why does the BJP want to only have control? Today, tell me, the 1,700 crores came in during COVID of the BJP has come out.
When you cannot handle a small area of Bangalore, how are you going to handle a greater area of Bangalore?
And therefore, you're giving it autonomy.
I think that's a completely irrelevant question. Vijay Prashad, but I want you to come in on this. Why are you objecting to the Greater Bengaluru formation if you're for and your party is for better governance of the city? Please respond to this.
Very good evening, Madhav and other panelists. Madhav, the background of mine sums up the 2 years of failure of Congress government. Congress fails Karnataka. If you see my background, it shows the complete list of all the failures that Congress has been doing for the last 2 years. See, as the Congress government completes 2 years, the people are left disillusioned by an administration plagued with misgovernance, lawlessness, and welfare priorities. The Congress government is full of misplaced priorities. They promised welfare-driven progressive government, but the Congress themselves turned into a case study of economic mismanagement, lawlessness, appeasement politics. The Congress government in Karnataka, has turned the state into a laboratory of administrative chaos, lawlessness, and these guarantees have become landmine of failure of economy and long term, and it has stalled. Madhav, it has stalled the development in Karnataka for the last 2 years.
Vijay Prashad, there are several questions of what the BJP's rule also had, but let me bring in Nikhil Jain on the question of governance. Nikhil Jain, leave alone the kind of flooding that has taken place. Today you have a situation where you have DK Shivkumar, you have Rahul Gandhi says that we have delivered on all of those guarantees, but you have DK Shivkumar who says we never promised that it's going to be every month. So the Grihalakshmi that has not been dispersed to several of the potential beneficiaries for the last several months, he says that you pay your taxes and then we'll see, we'll pay it across. Is that how these guarantees work according to you, Nikhil Jain? Or is that how they're supposed to work?
If you see the arrogance of the Deputy Chief Minister.
Madhav, what the Deputy Chief Minister of Karnataka is saying is that monthly disbursements were not guaranteed. Monthly amount of 2,000 rupees to be dispersed as and when the availability.
It's very much on the website for your kind information, sir. It's very much on your website.
That is what he's saying. That is what he's saying. He's merely saying. I'm sorry?
Monthly, the scheme is envisaged as a monthly deposit in the accounts of 2,000 rupees. That's very much written on your website. You should go and check your website.
Madhav, what the Deputy Chief Minister is saying right now is that the disbursements are not supposed to be monthly. Yes, an amount of 2,000 rupees per month. So basically, what the Deputy Chief Minister is perhaps trying to say is that if 2,000 rupees per month is to be paid to a person every year, in a year, in 12 months of the year, instead of paying 2,000 every 12 months, perhaps the government is looking to pay 8,000 every 4 months, or
perhaps being the operative word. When you've done so for the past 2 years, why suddenly change? What has happened? You've run out of money. You've gone broke.
That is not what the Karnataka government is saying. If anything, what I can see is that a lot of money is being spent on infrastructure projects. A lot of money, in fact, has been spent on projects to fix the drainage problem in Bangalore. We are talking about the Bangalore floods. Let's not forget that in this season, the amount of rainfall that the city has witnessed in the past 20 days is 2.5 times the normal amount, which is why you're seeing the level of flooding that you are. But the government is taking mitigative
this is such an insult to the citizens of Bengaluru. You're actually trying to say that money has been used to fix the drainage of Bangalore, and you're pretending as though Bangalore has never been inundated before. Let's please not insult all of those who have been the victims of those floods, who are our viewers today and who are watching the show. No. Because what you're saying is so insensitive and so callous that anybody who's been affected by the flood, if they hear you, their blood will be completely boiling. Because this is the most callous statement anybody can say. After the way that citizens of the city have suffered, Nikhil Jain.
Madhav, one small comparison, just 10 seconds. Madhav, one small comparison, just give me 10 seconds. In September 2024, we witnessed floods in Vijayawada in Andhra Pradesh. There, the death toll was much higher than what we're seeing in Bangalore right now. I'm not saying that even a single death does not matter.
My God, you're going to compare death tolls now.
Nobody should die because of lack of civic infrastructure.
Nikhil Jain, please. No, before you dig yourself into a bigger hole, let me just bring in some of the panelists, please. Anurag Naidu, I don't know where to begin with the insensitivity of the comments that Nikhil Jain is making. But, his point is that, yes, we have worked. We have tried to resolve the problems and we have tried to resolve the drainage issues of Bengaluru, despite which there have been such widespread floods. Please respond.
Madhav, I'm a native. My roots are from Vijayawada, and I'm born and brought up in Andhra Pradesh. Vijayawada witnessed a flood which is unprecedented in the last 5 decades. So let's not compare. And financially, what Vijayawada gives back, the tax generation revenue, I don't want to, please don't take me there, because you will be then ashamed, whosoever was speaking on behalf of the Congress government in Karnataka. Madhav, today I recall, the famous dialogue that was made by one of the India Alliance member of parliament in Rajya Sabha. We pay taxes like England to get services like Somalia. I think this is true. I think Tessin and my friend, they should actually recall and probably tag him and the same line. That applies very well for Karnataka, because these 5 people who lost their life, Madhav, they were nothing but Gruha Jyoti, they were nothing but Grihalakshmi, Annabhagya, Yuva Shakti. So these are the people, we've lost them. What we are asking, Madhav, today you go to Google and just write Bengaluru. The only images of development, you will get 2 images. One, either it is Vidhan Sauda, or all other developed infrastructure or all other developed photographs will be developed by the private developers, none of them by the government. You go and show me one government-based development in whole of Bangalore, you will not get. What are the citizens asking? We are not asking elevated corridors, air-conditioned corridors. We are not asking dedicated cycle track. I know you cannot do it. What we are asking is basic amenities. Fix the road that we have. Let us breathe. Let us live. This is the basic ask. Madhav, I think it cannot get basic and fundamental, more fundamental than this. Paying the, one of the large, like Tessin mentioned, one of the largest contributors to GST. Yeah, we're proud of it, but then what do we get in return? What is Karnataka, what is Karnataka is really doing with the kind of the local state GST collection, the local taxes that they collect in BBMP and other state units? I think these are something that we need to understand and answer. We cannot just go on increasing the excise revenues, increasing the mining revenues, and where the money goes, we don't know. And yeah, of course, we end up spending 50,000 to 55,000 crores on the schemes. No problem. We all support that. But when the schemes were promised, Madhav, we were also promised that Bengaluru will become a world-class city. That's why we had a dedicated minister for the Bengaluru development. And 2 years, 3 years down the line, if you are asking questions and you are giving an answer that Vijayawada had a higher death toll or some other place in the world or India had a higher death toll, is that a response? I mean, how insensitive one can be, Madhav, today to the citizens who are asking for basic amenities. If on a national media you cannot show sensitivity, you cannot be very empathetic to the people who have lost their lives. And I think we really need to introspect. What are we doing coming on national media and taking sides of people who are not delivering?
I'm just going to ask a simple question of Amrit Shenoy, and coming from what you have said over here, Anurag Naidu, where is all this money going, Amrit Shenoy? Prices have been hiked from A to Z, whether it's real estate, whether it is, food items, all sorts of items have seen, their prices being hiked across the past 2 years. Where is all this additional revenue going? Are you going to tell us that all this additional revenue is merely going into fulfilling the guarantees that have been promised to the people and which are still not being implemented, by the way?
You want me to say like that, but I am not going to say that.
I'm asking you to tell us the answer. Where is the money going? That's all I'm asking you.
Show me, let me answer. Show me any government after independence India, let it be state government or union government. Price hike was a very common scenario till date. Now I'll answer your question. Guarantee is a very biggest part of the budget, and people are happy. That is a project of the government. That is not a freebies or that is not a help. That is the project, just like any other projects. So people are happy, and government of Karnataka.
People are happy, including those who have not received it. This is a project. Why has it not been given for the past several months? Why has Grihalakshmi not been disbursed?
You did not understand another panelist point. DK Shivkumar meant it cannot be remitted on particular day of the month. It may take 2 months or sometimes 3 months, but every month, monthly 2,000 will be received, because government is a very big thing. It has got so many operational glitches, and such a big project is an introduction now. Give us few years. After that, every month, first date, we will Congress government will credit. But this is a new one. This is a new one in entire India. And earlier BJP government have spoiled like anything. Everything they have spoiled. So Congress government wanted some time to rectify it. Now everybody is getting the guarantee, and today it is not just a celebration.
No,
more
what
than
has BJP
1 lakh
spoiled?
people.
One second. Let me put that question to BJP. What has BJP spoiled in your view?
40% commission, entire treasury, entire administration they had spoiled. What government Congress? When Congress formed the government?
Sir,
situation was very pathetic.
past 2 years. Once again, just tell me how many people have you prosecuted for that corruption? If you're saying there was corruption, you have the state police with you. Has your anti-corruption cell or any of your bodies gone ahead and arrested anyone?
Before 2014, Narendra Modi was alleging Sonia Gandhi was corrupt, Rahul Gandhi is corrupt, Robert Vadra is corrupt. See what has happened to them.
So
it is not like that.
There's actually a case going on. There's actually a case going on National Herald. You might not be aware of this. He actually happens to be on bail. Are you aware that Mr. Rahul Gandhi is on bail? Are you aware of this, Mr. Shenoy?
Government of Karnataka
Even Sonia Gandhi
has formed the investigation is going on. All those who have taken commission 40%, all ministers, former ministers of BJP leaders will definitely face their what they did, they faced.
Okay.
What I am telling you is...
I think we all have heard you out now. Let's bring in fact, Rashmi Sawant. Rashmi Sawant, first the argument is that it is not going to have to necessarily be paid on a particular day. It may be paid later. Then the argument is that the BJP spoiled governance so badly that for the past 2 years, we've not been able to rectify it. Who was corrupt, he's not been able to identify. Are you satisfied with the arguments that are being made here by Mr. Amrit Shenoy?
Well, firstly, Madhav, I'd like to start off by conveying my deepest condolences to the families of the 5 people who are dead due to government negligence in Karnataka. And the focus is only on Bangalore, but rest of Karnataka is also inundated right now. I'm from coastal Karnataka. Udupi is completely inundated. And we've had more rain in the past than this. It's only rain for half a day, but it was completely inundated. And we've had to, privately hire earth movers to declog streets, which are public roads, so that, we don't also end up dead or drowning or worse. what the chief minister and the deputy chief minister should have been doing today is set up a war room and coordinate relief efforts across the state. The fact that they've failed with upgrading, drainage infrastructure over the past 2 years is another issue. But what they should have done today, as responsible leaders, elected leaders holding constitutional office within the state, is have the basic decency of cancelling all celebrations and setting up a war room so that help reaches people when they need it, and people are not left to their own devices using private money and using private resources to save themselves. That's what's happening. Secondly, Karnataka, parts of Karnataka, they historically do suffer from one of the harshest monsoons because of how we are placed geographically. We need upgradations to, drainage infrastructure every year. Declogging needs to happen right before monsoon, and so on and so forth. And none of that is done, because I know for a fact that here in Udupi, it rains for 5 days continuously and we still don't see inundation. But here it's only rain for half a day continuously and it's completely inundated, so much that private citizens have had to take matters into their own hands. Thirdly, I have spoken to the people here, people who, work with us in our farms, etc. They are not receiving their 2,000 every month. In fact, they say that after Lok Sabha elections, in fact, the payments have altogether stopped. Once in 5 or 6 months, they see, a 2,000 deposit. So whatever one of your panelists was saying that the government will pay the due in one tranche is completely false, because that's not what's happening on the ground. So I think people here really need to smell the roses and, come to touch with reality of how these guarantees are playing out.
Nikhil Jain, respond to that, because you were insisting that this is a misinterpretation of what Mr. DK Shivkumar said. Respond to Rashmi Sawant. And also, where is the war room? Where is the urgency being shown to give relief to the people who may be affected by these floods, which is not just restricted, by the way, to Bengaluru. It's there in several parts of Karnataka.
Madhav, I'm reading from an India Today report of the 20th of May, which says that DK Shivkumar and Siddaramaiah, the Chief Minister and the Deputy Chief Minister, are monitoring the situation in the BBMP War Room, which is an integrated command and control center. They're receiving briefings from civic officials. So there is a war room. 70% of the identified flood-prone areas...
For the city, sir, what about the rest of the state?
DK Shivkumar's statement, 2,000 crores have been... Madhav, it takes time. This government has been there for 2 years.
Especially if you're busy with celebrations, then it will take time. Wonderful.
Identified, you have to give them a little bit more time to identify.
Absolutely. The people who are drowning can, continue drowning. You have to give them some more time. Absolutely. The priority is, of course, ensuring the celebration.
Allocated for 197 kilometers of stormwater drains. 210 low-lying areas have been identified. Work is completed on 166 of them. You cannot hold the government to utopian standards. Let's be real. That's the reason I was trying to draw a comparison. I have zero intentions of, belittling anybody's death or any failure of any government. It's simply the fact that you have to give things time. When it's a Congress government, you can't, run after them.
Nikhil, the problem, what problem the citizens are fed up is? Whenever any party comes to power, they blame their predecessor. It doesn't matter whether it's Congress or BJP. And if the citizens ask the people of the day, they say, no, blame the predecessor, don't ask us questions. We have to be practical. This is the typical boilerplate answer that you're giving today. And I've seen debates like this for the past 20 years. Unfortunately, the reality of the situation is that whichever government comes into power, they all give exactly the same answer. But since the question has been asked, Anurag Naidu respond. BJP also did nothing. 2,000 crores were allocated to potholes, so on and so forth, and for Bangalore declogging, but that none of that was implemented, Anurag Naidu. That's the claim that will be made now by the Congress.
No, I think I have a simple question, Madhav. My simple question is, can Mr. Nikhil or anybody go to the government, go to the Deputy Chief Minister, at least now, go and ask, do you have fund for the development or not? Simple question. And if no, why do you not have the fund in your bank account or in your kitty, in your treasury to spend for the development? Now, Mr. Nikhil was also making one more comparison. Madhav, I forgot one important point. You need to understand, when there were floods in Andhra Pradesh that he referred, the Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh was on the street, the Deputy Chief Minister, Mr. Lokesh on the street, did not see their family for 15 days. There is a young officer from Karnataka, Kannadiga officer, Mr. Lakshmi Shah, who now happens to be the collector of Vijayawada, but the head of the task force, did not change his shirt, his linen, for 4 days. You can see and verify what I'm telling you. So this is what the governments and the systems are supposed to do when there are floods. So the governments are not supposed to celebrate. That's the last thing that we can do, we can think of. So if you're making comparison, learn what the other governments have done. Learn what the drones, the highest number of drones in Vijayawada were supplying the necessities.
Tehseen, I want you to respond to that.
The people.
You comparing to neighboring states, then learn from them, says Anurag Naidu, because you have an example where people have worked on ground relentlessly to provide relief. Please respond, Tehseen.
So there are two issues that I would like to raise here. Number one, that I want to say that on the financial issue and the scheme issue that has been spoken about, and I completely concede to the point that the disbursement should have happened immediately and monthly. I do get what Advocate Nikhil is saying, that listen, the amount was monthly promised, not the disbursement, but I do believe that those are technicalities and it doesn't look good. And I completely concede that point. Now let me ask you, how many times will the same gentleman from BJP criticize the BJP government in Maharashtra for the Ladki Behna scheme, where the allocation promised, and they won the elections on that, from 1,500 to 2,500 retrospectively. After doing that, they slashed it to 1,500. They slashed the budget down by 10,000 crores. Between Ajit Pawarji, the honorable respected deputy chief minister, and other ministers, there's a fight going on allocating the funds. And people haven't got the funds. 9 lakh beneficiaries have been removed, and there's been a hawala in that. Will the BJP criticize it? Here at least there's nothing. Now, number two, I am saying, yes, the Karnataka development should happen at a faster pace. I concede it.
Okay, let me put that question to BJP.
One line.
Tehseen, that's a very pertinent question. Once again, just give Mr. We have limited time. Vijay Prasad respond to what Tehseen is saying. He's saying, just like you're questioning the Karnataka government, the BJP has no moral authority because post-elections you've slashed the budget and slash the budgeted amount to per person and reduce the number of beneficiaries when it comes to the Ladki Behan scheme in Maharashtra. With what moral authority are you questioning us on the Grihalakshmi scheme? Please respond to Tehseen.
No, Madhav, let me, the three panelists on the right-hand side, Nikhil, Tehseen, and the Shanoy. Okay, these three panelists, they are going extra mile to defend the Congress's failures in the last 2 years. Today, in the last 2 years, what this Congress government in Karnataka has done is zero development. And they have spent all the Karnataka's tax and money on the glossy.
That doesn't answer my question. We have debated all that, Vijay Prasad. That doesn't answer the question. What is the moral authority that the BJP has when you're doing pretty much the same thing in Maharashtra is the pointed question. Please answer that.
Not on Maharashtra. The question is on the 2 years of the governance.
No, we have debated that, sir, and we have also debated that extensively. Why don't you answer for your party's government also in the neighboring state of Maharashtra?
Deflect the way these people are deflecting. See, if you see the background, the entire 2 years of the failure of the Congress government is put at my background. See, what has happened? Rampant corruption.
Well, unfortunately, that's how Indian politics is. When you ask questions specific of a particular political party, they will only do whataboutery or attack their opposing political party. No political party, for that matter, wants to take responsibility for their actions or their failures. Vijay Prasad, Anurag Naidu, Rashmi Sawant, Advocate Nikhil Jain, Tehseen Poonawalla, Amrit Shenoy. I'd like to thank all of you for joining us, but we're going to continue reporting on the deluge in Bengaluru, as well as those development schemes that have been promised and are being touted about and being spoken about from various stages. But when it comes to delivery, the government there has been falling short of it. Thanks so much for joining us this evening.